Number 21. When an ovary is placed on the receptacle above the floral parts, it is referred to as what? A. Half inferior, B. superior, C. inferior, and D. half superior. Now let's visualize this. Okay, let us draw for, okay, we have mainly 3 ways that ovaries can be arranged in the flower. Now we have superior. Now when the ovary is superior, what does it mean? It will look like this. Then here you see your flower. This is your receptacle. Now this is the ovary. So in this superior, you can see that the ovary is above the floral parts. Is above the floral parts. Now when the ovary is situated above the floral parts, the petals and the sepals and all those things, it is superior. Now we have the inferior. Now an inferior ovary will look something like, it will look like this. Now the inferior will have the ovary below the floral parts. It will be below the floral parts. Now if we now want to make it half inferior, or the third one is half inferior stroke superior, then the ovary will be situated in a way between, like it will be joined with the floral part. So this particular place that the floral part is, the ovary will be in between it. And now we're asking this question that when the ovary is placed on the receptacle above, especially this place, above the other floral part, above, that is the superior ovary. Option B. Number 22. The type of nutrition exhibited when organisms live on the body surface or inside the body of another type of organism is what? So if an organism is living in the body of another organism, what is it called? A. Holozoic, B. Parasitic, C. Saprophytic, D. Carnivorous. Now what is holozoic nutrition? Holozoic nutrition we can have the types of holozoic, we can have heterotrophs, we can have omnivores, herbivores. So these are kinds of holozoic nutrition. So it's just that on one organism is feeding directly on another organism, but is not living inside the body part of another organism. Parasitic, yes, we have endoparasites, we have ectoparasites. Ectoparasites will live on the body of the organisms. Ectoparasites, while endoparasites will be inside the body of the organism. So we can see that one answer can be parasitic. Saprophytic, what are saprophytes? Saprophytes, they live on dead, so they live on dead and decomposing matter. So it is not even a living organism. So it cannot be our answer. Carnivores don't live inside. Instead, they kill their prey. So our answer is option B, parasitic. Number 23. An example of organisms which exist as a colony is what? Volvox, Paramecium, Euglena, Chlamydomonas. Now the Volvox is always in groups. They are always in groups and they are always in colonies. So our answer is volvox. But paramecium, they are always found individually.
Get the cheapest science materials from allschoollabs.com.
The paramecium to the euglena to the chlamydomonas always exist as individuals, singly. Number 24. The following are examples of morphological variations except, so they're trying to tell us that which of the following is a variation that we can see, is a body structure that we can actually see. A, size. Size is a morphological variation. Ability to taste PTC. Now we cannot see this. It is a structural variation because it's something that tasting, we cannot see tasting. From seeing a person, you cannot tell that the person can taste PTC. So it is not a morphological variation. Instead, it's a physiological variation. Color, we can see color, we can see skin color, we can see eye color. Fingerprint also, we can see the fingerprint. So our answer is option B, ability to taste PTC. Number 25. Ability to taste PTC in some individuals is a character that is what? A, acquired. B, heritable. C, sex-linked. D, morphological. Now, PTC is a chemical which, when one tastes this, we have two kinds of people in the world. We have people that can taste this PTC and we have people that cannot taste the PTC. Now, people that can taste this PTC, they taste it as a bitter taste. It's found in laboratory. Now, people that cannot taste this particular chemical, they just categorize them as non-tasters. So we have the tasters and the non-tasters. Now, this cannot be okay. So let's now check this acquired, heritable, sex-linked, and morphological. Now, acquired is something that you just have. This is not acquired. Heritable. Now, what are heritable traits? These are traits that are passed on from the parents to the offspring. Now, this particular chemical, this tasting of PTC, over the years, they have been able to note that if the parents can taste PTC, then the child will be able to taste PTC. So, the tasting of PTC can be passed on from the parents to the offspring. So, we can say yes, it is heritable. Now, sex-linked, don't forget that sex-linked traits are traits that are found on the X chromosomes. Now, this particular sex-linked, this PTC is not a sex-linked. It does not have anything to do with the chromosomes, so it is not. It's morphological. Now, it is not a morphological trait or variation. Why? Because we cannot see it. So our answer here is heritable trait. So PTC is heritable trait. It can be passed on from the parents to the offspring. Number 26. Agglutination is the dash of the dash. A, coagulation of the white blood cells. B, coagulation of water. C, white blood cells, red blood cells. D, coagulation, red blood cells. Now, when you hear of agglutination, it is talking about the coagulation of the red blood cells. Option D. Number 27. What organelle is the site of photosynthesis in plants? So they're trying to tell us that inside these cells, what part of this cell does photosynthesis actually occur? A, chloroplast. B, ribosomes. C, cytoplasm. And D, mitochondria. Now, the chloroplast, this is where the chlorophyll is found. And this chlorophyll, they trap sunlight. And this sunlight, why do they need this sunlight? As a form of energy. For this particular reaction to be initiated, it needs sunlight as a form of energy. Don't forget that energy is the ability to do work. So for this reaction to be done, it needs energy to be done. So sunlight, it gets it from sunlight. So the chlorophyll in this chloroplast is what to trap the sunlight. So we can say that photosynthesis will occur in the chloroplasts. Now, ribosome is just where protein is synthesized. Cytoplasm, this is the liquid part of the cell where other organelles are situated in. Mitochondria is for respiration and it's also called the powerhouse of the cell. So our answer here is A, chloroplast. Number 28. Which of the following is a characteristic of a bacteria? Which of the following is a characteristic of a bacteria?
Run quick tests and analysis. Visit analysis.africa.
A, they can be seen under a microscope. Yes, they can actually be seen under a microscope. They cannot be seen with the naked eye. Or can you see the bacteria that is on your hand? No, but there are thousands of it. B, they range from 0.5 micrometer in diameter. That's correct. They are grouped according to their cell shape. We did that earlier. We saw cocci, we saw bacillus, we saw diplobacillus, and we said the cocci is spherical, bacillus is rod shaped, diplobacillus is double rod shaped. So it's also is a characteristic. D, they do not cause disease. This is wrong. Bacteria cause many diseases. They cause many thousands of diseases. So our answer is option D. Number 29. The level of organization in amoeba and euglena is dash. Is it organ? Is it system? Is it cell? Is it tissue? Don't forget that when we are arranging it, we arrange it as from the cell to the tissue to organ to system. Now, euglena and amoeba are unicellular. Now, what does this mean? It means they are one-celled. They are one-celled. So this makes them to exist in a cellular organization. Option C. Number 30. The appendicular skeleton includes A, pectoral and pelvic girdles, B, forelimb, skull and pectoral girdle, C, lungs and ribs, D, skull and vertebral column. When we are talking about the appendicular skeleton, don't forget that we have two. Our skeleton can be divided into two: the axial and appendages. Now, a quick way for you to remember it is that just know that the one in the middle of your body, the ones in the middle, except for your legs, are the axial. Then the appendages, the ones that are now connected to that middle, for example, the arms and the legs, those are the appendages. And don't forget that this from your shoulder to your hand is called the pectoral girdle. Then from your hip to your legs is called the pelvic girdle. Then we can say that the pectoral girdle is made up, we can say the scapula, you can say the humerus, the ulna, the radius, the phalanges. And for the pelvic girdle, we can say the femur, the tibia, the fibula, and others. So our answer is going, and now they're asking us for the appendage. Don't forget that appendage is what are connected, which are the pectoral and the pelvic. So our answer is option A. Number 31. The protista that is a producer in an aquatic food chain is what? A, we have trypanosome, we have paramecium, we have chlamydomonas, and we have the amoeba. Now, this trypanosome is a disease-causing organism, and it is not. Don't forget that the producers, they can produce their food by themselves. They can produce their food by themselves. Trypanosome, they have to get it from another organism. They have to get it because they cause diseases. So these ones they are heterotrophs. Paramecium is also heterotrophic. It cannot produce its food by itself. It's also hetero. Chlamydomonas can produce their food on their own. So we can say that they can be producers or autotrophs. Amoeba are also heterotrophs. So our answer here is Chlamydomonas. Number 32. The difference in structure, morphological, and behavior of plants and animals is what? The difference in the structure, the morphological, and the behavior of plants and animals is what? So trying to say that what differentiates an organism from the structure to the morphological to the behavior? What is the term that we use that differentiates all of them? A, adaptation. B, evolution. C, variation. D, succession. Adaptation, this is the modification. Is the modification trying to cope in the environment. Evolution is changes that an organism goes through after a very long period of time. Variation will tell you that two organisms are not the same. Succession will tell you that these organisms will first colonize this place before this other organism. So the term that fits this particular definition is variation, because they said the difference in structure, morphological, and behavior. So that means, it is this difference in structure and behavior that makes no two organisms to be the same. So our answer is option C, variation. Number 33. We have a diagram here. Use the diagram to answer the question that follows. What structure is adapted? This structure of teeth is adapted for A, omnivores, B, herbivores, C, carnivores, and D, omnivores and carnivore. Now, you can see that this is we have incisors, we have canines, we have
400,000 cheap medicines, cosmetics, and analytical supplies. Everything in one big place. AllSchoolLabs.com.
Incisors, we have the canines, we have the molars, we have the premolars, and we have the molars. Now, omnivore. This looks like an omnivore because the dentition of omnivore is incisors 2/2, canine 1/1, premolar 2/2, molars 3/3, as you can see here. So these are the incisors, this is the canine, this is the premolar, and this is the molars. Now, in case you forget this kind of thing, now let's look at the other options that we have. We have herbivore and carnivores. Now, the reason why it cannot be herbivores, don't forget that herbivores, they have molars. Why? Because they feed on plants, so they don't have anything to tear. So when you see the dentition of a herbivore, they don't have this canine. They don't have the canine. Herbivores will not have a canine. That's the difference between this. I'm trying to tell you just by seeing that it is omnivore. Now, the reason why it is not also a carnivore, for example, if you look at a dog, when you look at their teeth, it's prominent. Their canines are prominent. So this ones, they have prominent canines. These ones, they have no canine. So can you see that? And now in this particular one, this canine is in no way, is not prominent. Is not prominent, and they have canine. So this means that this particular organism cannot be herbivore and it cannot be a carnivore. So it is going to be an omnivore. Our answer is option A. Number 34. The product after the union of the male and female gametes in plants and animals is what? Now, this male gamete is the sperm. The sperm is the male gamete. The egg is the female gamete. So that can't be our answer. The embryo is a developed zygote. Formed after fertilization. Now, what do we define fertilization? We define fertilization as the union of the male and the female gamete. So if I want to restructure this question, I can just say that the product after fertilization is what? Simply. Now, fertilization produces a zygote, and a zygote is developed to an embryo, which is later developed to a fetus. So our answer here is zygote. When the male gametes and the female gametes come together, it produces the zygote. So that zygote will now develop to an embryo. Then the embryo will now develop to a fetus and be delivered as a baby. Number 35. The possession of scales, laying of eggs with shells and bony structure of the head are characterized by what? Now we have characteristics of possession of scales, we have laying of eggs, and we have laying of eggs with shells, bony structure of the head. So we have three characteristics. The three characteristics I can see here are: number 1, possession of scales; number 2, laying of eggs, with shells; number 3, bony structure of the head. So they are trying to ask us that what particular organisms have these particular characteristics. A, birds and reptiles. It cannot be this option because birds don't have scales. Instead, they have feathers. B, fishes and birds. Now, birds also, the fact that birds is there, it cannot be our answer. C, reptiles and fishes. Okay, let's look at them. Scales, yes, reptiles have scales. Fishes also have scales that we normally peel when we want to watch these our fishes. Yes. Laying of eggs. Fishes lay egg. Reptiles also lay egg. Okay. Then now we have bony structure of the head. Now reptiles and fishes, they have bony structure of their head. So yes. Now we have birds and mollusks. No, mollusks don't have scales. So our answer is reptiles and fishes. Number 36. The lungs of the lungfish is an adaptation for respiration in where? A, to complement gills while in water. B, to complement gills while on land. C, while on water. D, while on land. D, while on water. Now, we can get two answers from here, but we have to look for our best answer. So they're asking us that what is the function of the lung in lungfish? Is it to complement the gills while in water? No. Why is it not? Now, what does this complement gills while in water? It means that they try to help the gills in water, which is no, because lungs cannot function in water. So this one is out of it. To complement gills while on land, yes. Now, lungfishes, when they can breathe on land, don't forget they cannot use their gills on land. Instead, they use the lungs. So we can say it's our answer. Respiration while on land can also be an answer. While in water cannot be an answer. But now the reason why out of these two, we have to look for our best answer. We have to see if it is complement gills or while on land. Now the reason why our best answer will be B is because we have to, account for the gills also. Now, if we say while on land, let's see, we're not saying that they are meant to be found on the land, which is not correct. It's correct, but it's not the best answer. Our best answer is to complement gills while on land. Option B. Number 37. Which of the following is an example of active transport? Now, what is active transport? Now, we have diffusion, we have osmosis, and we have active transport. Now, active transport is the transportation with the use of energy. So, in active transport, energy is required. But in diffusion, we don't need special energy. In osmosis, you don't need any special energy. But in active transport, energy is needed. Now, oxygen exchange between red blood cells and liver cells. Now, this is just diffusion. This is simple diffusion. Carbon dioxide exchanging between muscles. This is also diffusion. Water moving out of small intestine. This is osmosis. Don't forget that osmosis happens between water, while diffusion between gases. Now, the sodium being reabsorbed in the kidney. Now, this is active transport because it requires energy. So, option is option D. Number 38. The key event in the transition of the amphibians from water to land is what? The key event of the transition of amphibians from water to land. It's just saying that when amphibians want to become land animals, what is the characteristic that they must have? A. Replacement of the gills with lungs. B. Possession of webbed limbs. C. Limbs. D. Possession of tympanic membrane. Now, what are amphibians? Now, amphibians, these are animals that can live on land and water. Now, land animals are the ones that will live on land. Now, for these amphibians, note that they are going to have gills. Why would they have gills? They will have gills because of this water that is there, because they have to live in water also, so they will have gills. Some of them, they will have gills maybe when they are in their young stage. For example, frog, when they are tadpoles, they have gills, but when they mature, they have lungs. So that is it. So when an amphibian wants to transform to a land animal, the gills have to change to lungs. So that is option A, replacement of the gills with lungs. Number 39. Erythrocytes are also known as A. White blood cells, B. Red blood cells, C. Phagocytes, D. Leukocytes. Now, white blood cells, these are the leukocytes. Red blood cells are erythrocytes. Phagocytes are types of white blood cells that engulf, while leukocytes are white blood cells. So our answer is B, red blood cells. Number 40. Gregor Mendel is regarded as the father of what? Gregor Mendel is regarded as the father of what? Is he the father of variation? Is it the father of genetics? Is it the father of mycology? Is it the father of natural selection? Now, variation is Gregor Mendel. Let's talk about Gregor Mendel. Gregor Mendel was the one that discovered dominance recessive. He was also the one that told us that traits can be passed from parents to offspring. Now the term that is heredity. Heredity will tell us that offspring can be passed from parents to offspring, and that comes under genetics. So because of that, we can say that Gregor Mendel is the father of genetics. This brings us to the end of our class. I hope you had a very nice time.
Hi, I'm sure you enjoyed the video you just watched. To see more content as that, preparing you for your upcoming exam, make sure to smash the subscribe button and turn on notification. Also, remember that you can use the comment section to send us your questions or your inquiries, and we are happy to take them. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.